and we're singing and we're coloring. Give me a high five.
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
All right, you got me nervous for a second.
No. I was singing the song, dog. I can't, brother. I was singing the song and give me a high five.
See, that's what happens when we take a day off, man. We don't know how to act. You know what I'm saying? But we back, man.
You don't know how to act. Wrestling Gators.
Hey, bro, I was about to bring one of the Gators on the show. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, I couldn't get him on. But I was wrestling. I think his name was Tamale. So
he looked like a tamale.
That's what his name was. His name was Tamale. He was my dog. That's my homeboy. We go way back. But either way, y'all ain't here to talk about my Crocodile Dundee experiences. Right. We here to talk about some football, man. Which we actually got some football to talk about, James. We got some preseason. I know it's just some preseason, but I'm excited to talk about it. So how was your week?
Your peoples was over there hype, but
I know we.
Go ahead, finish.
But no, how was your week so far? How has life been for you, James?
Life has been very well. Obviously, every day you wake up, that's always a good day. Every time you speaking, living, family's good, healthy, or those things of that nature. Like I said, what I'm doing, dog. Just grinding with the interviews. Had another great interview. If you'd like to check on my Big Game James page, we had a Daniel Simon, 6'5", 235-pound defensive end out of Wisconsin, and he plays a little tight end, and he's a wrestler, and he runs track. So. Great athlete, got a 3.8 GPA. Make sure you check him out. I got another interview of a nice quarterback. He's a 2025 sophomore. And man, he's a musician and a producer, bro. He already had his own studio. He was very mature. So, that's what I'm really doing, Joe, man. Just really trying to open these doors. High school, like the NFL season about to start. This high school is about to start. And one thing I want to say is I got it interesting is one of the kids I interviewed, my cousin, he's going to LSU next year. He's going to be a safety up there. So they lost in the state championship. They're trying to go back this year. One of the kids I interviewed, he goes to Prosper, Texas. So we're just talking. He mentions Guyer. I'm like, hold up, my cousin goes there, and he's like, yeah, we played them. I was like, Ryan is? He's like, yeah, I know him. And so then I hit my cousin up like, hey, y'all play Prosper this year? He's like, yeah, they in the way before we get to state. And I'm like, ooh wee. And I got a few matchups that are at some high school that kids I've interviewed, but they're from rival schools. So I'm excited. So when that game gets to popping, you feel me? I've already interviewed both sides. I'm going to be right in the middle of it. And I'm just dumb excited. So I got a few of those matchups with some of these interviews that I got with some of these kids. So, man, I'm just really excited about that as well as our NFL football. But not to be long-winded, but that's what I'm doing.
Hell yeah.
Go holler at that Big Game James and listen to those interviews, man. We're trying to go support those kids, man, because there's a lot of kids out there doing positive things. Yeah. We hear so many negative things about these young people out here. So I'm just trying to continue to promote positively and continue to open up doors. So please go support that on Big Game James page.
Heck yeah. I love that. And the Wisconsin boys, they built different. You know what I'm saying? The boys built different. So that's gonna be interesting. That's dope. Well, usually we start off and I ask you what's going on in Cowboys land. There's some stuff to talk about in Dallas. Let's start on the opposite end.
Yeah, let's start on the opposite because it's always, Jay, let's talk about the Cowboys. Now, let's talk about the Eagles right now because I got some questions.
Go right ahead.
Okay, because, everybody was jumping and doing cartwheels and backflips because, Jalen Hurts came in 6 for 6, over 80-something yards, touchdown. First, he ran in for one, they called it back, then he threw for one. Okay, I see you. That was a great thing. But, one of the things I want to ask, because I think somebody in here asked us, he said, what do you think about Dak Prescott not playing and then Jalen Hurts played? And then it was pretty much your first team, the first series, defense and offense. So I'm just asking you, I know it's a first preseason game, and I know you don't swallow up the hype and the Kool-Aid and all that stuff. But in your honest opinion, how do you feel about Jalen Hurts, even if it was the first preseason game, even if we know it didn't really matter? But what are you kind of feeling? How'd you feel about him?
I think that there's definite, I get why everybody's excited. Don't get me wrong. I mean, 6 for 6, it's not easy to just do that. He did control the offense. He did, methodically walk down the field, basically. And like you said, there was 2 big, penalties, and we still overcame that, and we won that drive. And that's what you want to see. So I'm excited about Jalen Hurts. Don't get me wrong. I want to see him continue to grow. But like you said, it's very, very early. It's the Jets. I know that, like I said, it's the preseason, so they didn't even really have some of their first team out there, but it's the Jets, even if they did. So it's like, it's hard to really, read what is better about Jalen Hurts. There's 2 ways of looking at it. Like there are still those sect of people that are looking at what Jalen Hurts did and said he still ran out of the pocket too fast, or he still didn't make the best of decisions. So there's still room to grow there. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind people getting excited about him. I just, we can't crown him after 1 preseason game, and that goes for everybody. I personally think there were bigger things to look at than Jalen Hurts on that first series. Even so, I think the defense really showed out. I think the offensive line really showed out. So, while I'm not trying to take away from anybody getting excited about Jalen Hurts, because I think that there's reason to. I don't think it's time to get too high or too low, which kind of curtails into the Cowboys, right? Because everybody's going crazy over how they had more penalty yards than rushing yards, but I think you had like 30 people out. So it's the preseason, it's really hard to get too hype, but it is exciting that he didn't go out there and go 0 for 6, right?
Right.
It definitely could have happened that way, but I'm excited about it. But like you said, I'm not going to sit here and drink the Kool-Aid just yet. I want to see more come of it, but it is exciting. It is exciting. It looks good, and we'll see if he can do it again this week.
Okay, all right. Now I'm gonna jump into. I want to ask you something else because I watched the game a little bit, and a lot of people were giving us some high notes or high check marks to a certain player, and you were speaking of your offensive line, and me and you both talked about this, on our last show. And I said, you were telling me our offensive line gonna be nasty. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like you, Eagles, but I gotta talk truth. Okay, I am a little worried about that offensive line because, like I said, it's big, it's strong, and that center you got over there, he's pretty good. Cam Jurgens, and I think Jordan was the big thing was Jordan Davis kind of backing him up, but he's gonna do that to a lot of people. But, I was looking right here, I'm asking your opinion, how you felt about your young players, because we were talking about this before the preseason games, about your young class, the Jordan Davis, the Kobe Deans, the Cam Jurgens. How do you kind of feel about them in the first preseason game, as you saw?
I'm going to save Jordan Davis for last because that's probably where I get the most unrealistic, maybe, depending on how you look at it. But Cam Jurgens impressed the heck out of me. Cam Jurgens, he went out there and he was, we had I had Ross Tucker on my show before, and Cam Jurgens was somebody that he lauded over when we were talking about it. And, just having Stoutland as his coach, he thought that he was going to be very good, if not great. And he thought that he was going to be a lot better than a lot of Eagles fans expected. He was 100% right. I think, offensive lineman, no offensive lineman. So he was 100% right. He was in that second, at that second level, damn near every single play, obviously on the running plays. And in pass protection, he looked at home. He was commanding the offense. And I think what some people don't really realize is that you have to snap that ball too. And I know, as trivial as it may sound, and we all play Madden, we all watch football every Sunday, every Monday, whatever you have. And we see the ball get snapped every play, and we don't realize how much that really entails. He was handling that offensive line. He was making the calls. He was doing everything he had to do at a very high level. So I'm very, very excited about him. And, to even go deeper on that, you got a guy next to him named Sua Opeta, who I think it's like his 3rd, 4th year, something like that. I'm probably wrong about that, but he's still young in his career as well. And he was a guy I did not think was a starter, but he looked really good next to Cam Jurgens. So it's like, I don't want to say, I'm sure that Sua Opeta has made steps and made strides and, has come a long way. Don't get me wrong. But that says a lot, that you can have somebody next to you that's not necessarily a starter, and you made him look good too. Because there was plays that they were running together, into that second level. So I loved what I saw out of Cam Jurgens. And I think that, like I said, there's more to look at than just Jalen Hurts. And if I said this in a video, if this offensive line can be as real as it's looking, and as deep as it's looking, it's going to be a problem. This offense is going to be a problem. We saw it in 2017 when our all-pro, at the time Hall of Famer left tackle goes down. You're able to put in a guy that's able to do the job. So I feel like we might have that again. And Jason Kelsey, he's not going anywhere anytime soon. But knowing you have somebody like this in the wings, it is very, very. It makes me very optimistic, and I'm glad that they put him out there because I thought they weren't going to put him out there after Jason because Jason Kelsey is hurt right now. But he is scheduled to play the first week. So I kind of thought they would play it a little bit safe, not put him out there because they want a center, for the first week. Right. But I'm glad they did. He looked amazing. Nakobe Dean, look, I'm glad that you asked me, to be honest, because you're somebody that can kind of agree, can not agree, but can certify, put that stamp that I'm not lying about this. But all off season, I was saying he was my 1B, if we're being honest, right? And I was saying the one thing that got me nervous was him kind of fighting through the garbage and kind of getting through all the blocks and all that, because I didn't see him have to do that in Georgia. I'll shut up. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I will definitely shut up. He looked amazing. He looked like he knows what he's doing. He was fighting through trash. He was taking on blocks. There was one play that he took on a block, knocked the guy so far back that he tripped up his own running back. Like, there was so many plays that it's just like, okay, this is what we got. This is really what we got. So many really good young linebackers. Nakobe Dean is going to fit right in there. Right now, he's with the twos. That probably is going to change before the beginning of the season. I really, Kaiser White looked good, and there were some other guys out there that looked good at the linebacking position, but I don't know. Outside of Kaiser White, it's hard pressed for me to really make an argument that anybody should be starting over Nakobe Dean. So I think that Nakobe's a really good player. I'm excited to see what keeps on, how he progresses throughout camp. And then Jordan Davis is going to win Rookie of the Year, man. That boy is a beast. Yeah. That boy is something else,
He's a
man.
Problem. He's a problem. I can't. Like I said, I don't like your squad. Don't like your team. But we got to talk about real. That's the one thing we're going to do on the show. We always say, I don't like your squad. I don't like them at all. Hate your squad. But I gotta talk real, and that still hurts me right now. Like, because we did the draft show. We talked about the draft all the time, right? And I was saying that I like Nakobe Dean, but remember how I was telling you I don't want to talk about him no more because Dallas ain't gonna go for him because of those measurements. But remember when we did I did that video and I said, this is who I want though. I said, I know the measurements. I went through all the linebackers and I was like, you know what? He's different. I know he's a little short, but everything that they said is true. When he was the guy when he first came out and then they started, pecking at him, how they start tearing apart your game and all that stuff. And then you want to drop whatever. When I looked at it again, I'm like, no, dog, this dude is, even if he didn't have the Jordan Davises or whatever, he's going to be that dude. Like, if he just gets decent players, he's going to be that dude. So, yeah, I was frustrated. I'm going to keep it real. So, to see them two over in Eagle Land, Dallas really going to have to really bring it. I think this is a situation where the Cowboys, I don't want them to be lax in this and be feeling just because they was NFC champs last year that you can kind of coast. Now, I get it. You didn't play everybody. You didn't play nobody the first game. That's cool. But you got to start getting these guys in here, these Dak Prescott's series, something. Because I feel like if you go into the season, got to be some kind of a statement. Everybody was already saying we were soft last year. Feel me? I just feel like we need to be on that field a little bit. I don't care.
I mean, a question I realistically have for you is like, do you think, and the only reason I bring this up is because of the conversations we were kind of having about Mike McCarthy anyways. Do you think this is at all, or am I reading too deep into this? Because I know Denver didn't really play anybody either. Is this at all, Jerry Jones kind of saying, let me see what you can do without all these starters. Can you coach a game? Because realistically, it looked bad coaching-wise. It just looked like these guys were unprepared. Do you think this is Jerry Jones kind of saying, like, Mike, what can you actually do if I don't give you a bunch of talent? You know what I'm saying?
It could be, because I've already mentioned that they're doing it with Dak. Dave Hellman, he had brought some things I had talked about. I didn't talk about it in like saying I said this before him, so I'm not jumping on here saying nothing like that. But he was on Speak for Yourself, and he was saying, I feel like he can talk a little more because he's not with the Cowboys. He's with Fox Sports, so I feel like he can talk more. He can say more things, what he really wants to say without, getting chopped on. And he just, he said, he felt like they were kind of looking like trying to making Dak the scapegoat. Like, we paid you this money, so hey, no matter what kind of receivers we give you, you getting paid this money. You're a franchise quarterback, you're supposed to make it work, and that's not how it works in real life. Because if you're any type of team that's trying to win a championship, you can't just be sitting there with your quarterback and not giving him talent. No talented running backs, no talented line, no talented receivers. You don't just do that to him. That's not what you do. Now, if you have injuries, things of that nature, he should be good enough. You get backups in there that he makes them better. You get what I'm saying? Or he makes that work. Or if you get somebody off the street right quick, he can roll with it. But you don't say, we're not going to stockpile your team. We're not going to hook you up. We're not going to make it good for you. We're just going to say you're the franchise and you just make it work, because that's what it sounds like. That's what Hellman was saying. And when I looked at it from that angle, which I was already seeing, it feels like that. So it could be that same way with the coaching. Like, all right, we ain't putting these dogs in here. Just make it work. Just like that. We ain't got Amari Cooper. We don't got this guy. We don't got Cedric Wilson. But you, Dak Prescott, you are franchise. We'll just give you a rookie quarterback. So we just give you some undrafted guys and you just make it work. I'm still suspect on a big dog, and it could be. I'm not in the minds of these guys, but I always said the front office is the main issue of why this thing comes in a evil circle sometimes.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like the Eagles are and the Cowboys like flipped situations. I feel like 2 years ago we were kind of there where we're like, we're not putting anything around our quarterback. We're not doing anything. We're not putting money out on the field. We're just kind of going with the motions and kind of, relying off of our quarterback at the time, Carson Wentz. And now it feels like we're the total opposite. It feels like we're trying to put all this, extra weapons out there for Jalen Hurts, try to give him the best surrounding cast that we possibly can, offensively and defensively. So it's weird how roles kind of switch. But are you nervous at all? Like, I'm not even talking about the preseason game, because like we said, there was so many people out. It is what it is. That's not who your team is. But is there more to this? Like, we talk about how, the front office kind of hasn't been helping Dak, or the front office may feel some type of way about your head coach. Like, is this influx going to like show on the field, or do you think Dak and crew are good enough to kind of play through all that extra noise that might be happening off the field?
It's great that you talk about this. That's actually a great question, Joe, because my dog Mel Hayes is in the chat, and we talked about this. We were texting each other today about this very thing that you're speaking of. It's almost like Dak Prescott has to play like I said, our top players right now, Joe, they are going to have to be like when you've seen the Aaron Rodgers or the Tom Brady's or the Peyton Manning, when they had those phenomenal years. That's the way they're going to have to play, in my opinion, for the Dallas to overcome this stuff that's going on the outside. Because there was a lot of, I don't care what nobody said, there was turmoil. There was a lot of stuff that was already going on. And then, you didn't get Amari Cooper back. I feel like if you're trying to win the championship, right, you don't let go of players. You say, let's re-up and let's do it again and maybe try to add. So we don't let that happen again. You don't kind of cut back and then throw it on young players and say, make it work now. That don't seem like that's championship mentality to me. Yeah. So that's why I feel like the players, Dak, the Ezekiel Ellis, the CeeDee Lambs, the Michael Parsons, they're going to have ridiculous years, because the Cowboys players are going to have to overcome the coaching and the front office. So they're going to have to play ridiculous. They can't have regular years or it's going to be bad. And that's just how I feel. Now, I don't know how other people feel. I don't really care. No disrespect to anybody out there. But that's just how I feel about the situation. And I feel like that ugliness that does happen, or that stuff that does happen off the field, does come on the field, because they're human beings. Okay. Yeah. And we see if things aren't right up top, it comes down to the bottom, and it just it festers and it doesn't work. Like, there may be success, but it never triumphs to be what you want it to be, because of the little things that keep going on that stop it from doing it. And I feel like that's what's really happening. And I don't feel in my heart that we're pressing really hard. I don't feel like in the front office right now that they're saying, I haven't heard it, that they're saying we're trying to win a championship this year. I haven't heard that. Yeah. I'm listening. I haven't heard that. And I feel like right now we're taking our time because we're going to do it our way. We see what the Rams are doing. We're not doing it that way. Because I've already heard Stephen Jones mention this numerous times that, yeah, we know our fans want us to do it like the Rams and that, but we kind of like it like what we're doing, and we don't want to, mess up the cap is real, that. Okay, that's great. But what he's trying to prove, in my opinion, that we're going to do it this way, and we don't got to rush. That's why we're throwing on young players, because when you got young players, they got to develop. So you can take your time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's no sense of urgency when you continue to rely on young players. There's not the sense of urgency when you rely on all young players. You see what I mean? So that's why I feel like the angle he's coming from, because he wants to prove we can win it this way. And this is the way we're going to stay, even if it's to the detriment of the Cowboys. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. It's just weird. It's just weird, and I hate to say this out loud, but Jerry Jones has seen a lot of winning. You know what I'm saying? He knows what a winning organization looks like. Are they retooling? Because shout out to Drew Johnson in the chat. He said, "Are they retooling?" Hey, are the Eagles? Are the Cowboys retooling, or is there something on the other end? Like, are they looking for what's the point behind taking your time when you have a Dak Prescott, when you have a Mike McCarthy that you went out there to get there?
I think ego. It's got to be ego. This is our way. I mean, we've seen that. These owners, they're crazy. They got the money. They feel like the Joneses. You think they don't feel like they can do whatever they want and how they want. They still live off those championships from way back. That ain't working no more with me. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like they still live off of that. And that's why they feel like, they've built up. We can take this long because of what we did back then. But when I look at it, I'm sorry. That was like a 4-year run out of 30-something years. You know what I'm saying? And since then, it just hasn't been that what I wanted. And I ain't going to say Jerry hasn't tried to go hard in this and that, but it's still been, he's always been in it. We remember him used to go, what owner used to go on the field when the games was going on crunch time, dude was going on the field, like with around his players, like the owner, general manager, like, how do you feel like you're not uptight if you're playing in a game and dude is coming down from the press box and coming on the field? I don't care who you are. It's just like if you're at a job, you're gonna feel some kind of way. You're gonna feel some kind of pressure, like, oh, this dude is coming out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like those kind of things, I feel like perpetrate and just I don't know, bro. I'm frustrated. That's all I can say. I love my team, but I can't sit there and say I'm not frustrated because we have so much talent that goes through here, and we should be went back to winning these championships because we have the talent and the players. And I'm tired of us falling short when we don't have to.
I feel you. And we talked about our young players as far as the Eagles go, not playing 30 people, right? You didn't play basically your starting 22. It felt like. Yeah. Were there some young guys that stood out to you from your team? Is there anybody you're looking at that like, okay, let's keep an eye out for this guy?
Oh yeah, now I will definitely say now. Look, let me get all the doom and gloom. I got all the doom.
Yeah, and right. Gloom. We had to get that all out.
I got all the doom and gloom off my chest. So don't run nowhere. I'm gonna say some positive things right now. But yeah, there was definitely because I just made a video, about the game, and I'm gonna do a defensive side, but. There was definitely some guys, especially because, when we're talking about our draft guys, mentioned Jake Ferguson, remember? And I had him in a couple of my mock drafts. And, I can't remember the tight end that they wanted from Virginia. Somebody will throw it in there, but I know how bad they wanted him.
Was it Jelani Woods?
Yeah, Jelani Woods. So I know, and that's what we talked about your boy from the Colts when he came on and said, I was mad when the Colts got him. But, I felt like, he was a guy that could really work with them Cowboys. Jake Ferguson was a good trade-off, and I knew he was the type of guy that they were going to want. And he's looked impressive to me. He's looked impressive in practice, and everything that we kind of saw on the tape when we were watching, Senior Bowl and just kind of, going over the players, Joe, I was seeing that on the tape, and it's translating, looks like onto the field already. Sure-handed, that's one of the biggest things that he was known for coming out of college. Really good hands. You can see that again. I think he has a nice little bit of wiggle. He's intelligent. And I like what he did. Also, there's a kid named Peyton Hendershot. This dude, bro, I don't know how he went undrafted. Like, I really don't know how he went undrafted, Joe. Like, he nice, dog. Like, he got good size. He's slippy, athletic. When he play, he looked like an Aaron Hernandez. Like, when I look at him, like the way he run, like the Aaron Hernandez used to play with the Patriots. Like,
Yeah.
rest in peace. But he remind me when I look at him, I'm like, man, dog, and he could be good. I like them 2 young tight ends. Tyler Smith, our first round draft pick, I feel very good about him, Joe. I feel very good about him. Now, I know you got your guy in Jordan Davis, but I like our guy in Tyler Smith because I feel like the Cowboys wanted Jordan Davis. We brought him in. We wanted him. And I feel like if he was there, Dallas was going to draft him. I feel like that would have happened. But since y'all drafted him, they were going to have to get a bullish offensive lineman to counteract him. You know, you already got your boy in Fletcher Cox. You already got some guys in there. And then you add Jordan Davis. We got to beef up that middle for that. So Tyler Smith, I like him. He's strong. He's different than Connor Williams was in there. You're not pushing him back into the pile. You're not pushing him back into the quarterback. He's moving you. Now, he does still got to get his technique together. It does looks like holding because the way he stands you up. You don't want it to look like holding, and it's a rookie. They may try to flag him, but bro, he's strong. He got an attitude. He plays like a menace. He wants to get you in the ground. He wants to put you in the ground. He has that attitude, and I like that. Sam Williams is another guy that we talked about. He got a personal foul, but he just laid out that quarterback. You can see his power, speed to power. Doesn't have a lot of great pass rush moves. We were talking about that, but you can see his speed to power. We love that. Deron Bland was a 5th-round draft pick out of Fresno State. I don't know one thing. Kelvin Joseph and Nashawn Wright better get it together because Deron Bland is hungry, and he came out there turning up. He hungry, and he wants a spot, and he's about 6'2". He's about 210, 200 pounds, and he's running like 4.3s, 4.4 40s. You feel me? So he fast with it. So he's trying to take jobs. Marquise Bell. I liked a lot of the young players that the Cowboys drafted. I like how they played. I know they looked a little unprepared. It was a lot of penalties, but when they were saying they were dominating us, I ain't see all that. They wasn't dominating us like that.
I'm glad I asked because I did hear that. And I was like, okay.
They wasn't dominating. I watched the game. Dallas made a lot of mistakes on their own. They had a lot of bad penalties that gave them extended drives. Now they were throwing the ball, but they didn't run on us. They only had 20-some yards rushing. They did not run on our defense at all. Yeah, they threw the ball, but as I said before, there were some suspect penalties where we had an interception, they had holding. You feel me? So I ain't saying no Denver dominated us. Now, that practice was kind of one thing, but they wasn't dominating us. That wasn't no domination game. Dallas looked sloppy on the field with the penalties. Wasn't no domination out there, and I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I respect that. I mean, the Eagles, I'm excited about the Eagles right now. Like I said, I don't want to sip the Kool-Aid because I feel like I'm trying to counteract the highness of the rest of the Eagles fans because the Eagles fans are like through the roof. Not all of them, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. It's funny though, Marquise Bell, one of my subscribers, either went to school with him or is like really good friends with him. I remember we were talking about him. But I'm glad you brought up some undrafted free agents because we were talking about some undrafted guys that the Eagles got. One namely Josh Joby. I kept telling you, Josh Joby was a guy 6th, 7th round.
Yes,
bro, he got work, man. I'm not gonna lie. I like the kid. I've told you a couple times. I really do like his skill set. I like his measurables. I felt like he's a lot better than he plays on tape a lot of the time. Or excuse me, and then maybe the box score says, but he got worked. He definitely got worked, and he was out there with I want to say the second team. It was tough, dude. It was tough. He was getting beat up. I want to see him do better. But we have like so many guys, and then we just traded J Jaw, the greatest player under an umbrella. You know what I'm saying? It's tough to see him go. So sad to see him go. But we got another defensive back. We got a former 4th rounder from the same draft class from Seattle, a guy that's supposedly like a beast at man-to-man. So it's going to be an interesting spot. I did a video earlier this morning talking about the winners and losers. And I said that, J Jaw was a loser from the preseason game and boom, he gets cut. And I don't want to put this negativity out there, but if I had to pick somebody from that list, because I put Josh Joby on the loser side as well. If I had to pick somebody from that list, that'll probably be next to get his name cut off of the Eagles, is probably a Josh Joby. There's just too many. there's too much talent for you to go out there and lay a egg. You know what I'm saying? There's too much talent for you to have one bad mark on your resume. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where he lines up next week because, this week, like I said, I want to say he was with either the 2s or the 3s. But, he wasn't too far off of the 1. So it wasn't like, he was in the 4th quarter. That's the only time he saw burn. It'll be interesting to see if they do that again, and we have another guy, Brenton Covey. Brenton Covey's he's from Utah. He took like a couple years off of school and stuff. I think he went on like a mission trip for his junior year or something like that. His story is crazy, but he's a guy that I've been really high on, and unfortunately I had to put him in the loser tier as well because he got injured. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's weird. Like all these young dudes that I was really high on, like it doesn't seem like they're going in there and doing much. Seems like the first 3 guys, from our draft are really showing out. And then the rest are kind of just our veterans and second, third year players really stepping up. So it'll be interesting. When you look at your Cowboys, when you look at the Eagles, when you look at all these players, because apparently Washington, they're just run by Wentz now. Washington, their news, everything is about Wentz. Everything's about what he's doing. When you look at how Eagles and the Cowboys are set up, it's interesting because we are so. I feel like we have our mindset on that these two are going to be the top tier guys, but it's a quiet training camp out of the Giants, out of the Washington Commanders.
I ain't worried about them though. I ain't worried.
I don't know.
You can't.
I'm a little bit.
I'm
a little bit worried about Washington.
I'm not going to worry about Washington because I seen the interview with Carson Wentz. You know what I'm saying? You posted that interview. I love that interview.
That was so rude.
I love that interview. That probably was rude as hell, but it was real as hell. I wish more reporters to be able to ask these guys that, and they can't get so sensitive. He was like, "Oh, damn, that's how you really talking to me?" Yeah, that's how he's talking to you because that's what's really been going on. So we'll see. But me, bro, I'm sorry. I don't see Carson Wentz taking the division, and all of a sudden he came over here to Washington. Now they're gonna trump the division. Sorry, Washington is Washington, bro, and all that stuff. We just talked about the stuff with Dallas. All that stuff that's going on with Daniel Snyder, all that stuff, these dudes gonna rise above that. With Ron Rivera, I don't think so, dog. So I ain't worried about none of that stuff over there. And Giants is just retooling. You know what I'm saying? Thing that is Dallas and Philly, and I'm always say Dallas before Philly. So it's Dallas and Philly. That's just what it is, and that's just what it's gonna be. So I just feel like there ain't really nothing else. Like I'm gonna keep my eye on them. I ain't saying as a team Washington, they sorry. No, but I'm just saying understand who they are. You're better than them, so you should beat them.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Don't get me wrong. Like I do think that the Eagles and Cowboys are ahead of them. It is funny. I didn't even mean to say the Eagles first, but I thought about it afterward, and I was like, I guess that's just how we are. We're gonna always say our team first. But either way,
I'll never say y'all for us. Are you crazy?
Yeah, I do think that we're better. But I am keeping my eye because look, the Washington football team. They've been building this team, I feel like, since I was like 17. I feel like they've been getting first-round defensive linemen for like the past 10 years.
Ron Rivera ain't doing the big dog.
He's not the guy, but they might surprise us this year. I don't know. Something in me says 9 wins.
Okay, they'll surprise with. Like I said, they were 7 wins. I'm gonna say they get maybe 9 with Carson Wentz. That's all the surprise I'm gonna go with. Now, if they go something beyond that, then I'll come back and say, "Dang, that was crazy," and I still ain't gonna believe it. I'm still gonna say it's fool's gold because I just ain't believing. Even with their defensive line, it's just the Washington Commanders, whatever they are. They're just that aura around them right now. And right now, to that aura go around, they're not gonna win games. Okay, when you're doing all that craziness, you're not gonna win them games. You know what I'm saying? People don't even believe it. You feel me? So I'm not going to believe it. I don't feel it in my heart. Yeah, they might be sneaky, but go in there and understand you're better than them and you will beat them. That's what I keep saying. They could be sneaky, but if you go in there understanding you're better than them, you will beat them.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm just giving too many people too much credit.
Yeah, you're giving
I think that's where I'm at.
You must still like Carson Wentz.
Don't say that. Don't put that.
Why not? You keep on talking about him. You keep on talking about him.
Though. That was a little bit.
You keep on talking about him.
He went in on him. I felt so bad. Because honestly, I was watching it. You know how much I talk junk about him, right? Yeah, I was watching it, and I think I was watching it with my girl, and I'm looking at her like, damn, I hate this dude. And I'm like, I would never say this is like the meanest stuff. Like, I wanted to, you want to ask him that, but it's like, damn, he could have. I don't know. Me and you've done so many interviews. It's just like you could word it so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he wanted it to sting. Like that's the only
I think
thing
he
I gotta
did.
say.
I mean, yeah, it was rude. He probably wanted it to sting, but you know what? Hey, he's a big boy. You know what I mean? You're in this. I mean, this is sports. I mean, the microphone's in your face. Everything ain't gonna be peaches and cream when they ask you these questions. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I understand athletes don't want to hear all that, but you're in this sport. This is what may happen. You're in the sport, and this is gonna be in your face. You make that kind of money, you got to be able to take them shots.
Yeah, no, facts. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got
Shout out to
80
everybody in the
people
chat.
in here between all the channels. Be sure to hit that like, hit
Yeah,
that subscribe.
hit that like.
Is that late night? You know what I'm saying? This that late night vibe. I was about to bring out my Barry White voice. You know,
Oh, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, dog. Don't do that. Hey, but you know, I want to say something because y'all got AJ Brown over there, but I want to say something about our receivers over here. Like we was talking about that. I was saying what I made a tweet about this, Joe. I feel like we still got to go get a veteran. I mentioned. I wouldn't mind a T.Y. Hilton. They mentioning Will. I ain't doing no Will Fuller. I wouldn't even be cool. I would be cool with Emmanuel Sanders. I know he's 35. He ain't got the juice, but he's still slippy. You feel me? Or maybe I know that, and they ain't really got the nuts. Excuse my language, to make a trade. You feel me? They won't do that. They only did that because everybody in Dallas was like, yo, blah, blah, blah. That they look stupid what they trying to do, that receiver by committee. And that's the funny thing. They tried to do the receiver by committee in like 2018. We got smacked until they made the Amari Cooper trade. Now, we do understand Dak was still coming into his own. We understand that. But still, they were trying to have that mentality then. We don't need a Dez Bryant. We don't need that dog. We can just win with these guys. Let Dak do it. We got Ezekiel. We let that, and it got smacked in our faces. You feel me? Until they went and got a guy. Now we do got a CeeDee Lamb. You feel me? But the way they be doing this offense is like, you see, it's not a feature. So is it going to be spread around? And I just feel like we need to come in there and get some dogs. I mean, Michael Gallup is out. CeeDee's a dog, but James Washington, he wasn't no dog to me. He was okay. He wasn't no dog. Jalen Tolbert, I know we got a lot of talent. He a rookie, dog. I'm sorry. I feel like he ain't gonna just come in and dominate and turn up like that. I just don't see that. And then people keep talking about this Dennis Houston Q. That's cool. That's cool, Dennis Houston. I ain't hating. I like how he come off the line. He made a great catch. But dog, he's still undrafted, bro. Like, he wasn't turning up in that game. Okay, let's see him with Dak. Y'all need to play him with Dak then. I need to see these dudes, like the Simi Fehokos. Y'all need to play them. That's why I'm like, at this second preseason game, get them in the series with Dak and them. Because don't be telling me you want to see them and you ain't letting them play with Dak. Because these guys probably going to be playing if you ain't going out and getting nobody. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't going out and getting nobody off the streets and you rolling with these dudes, boy, you better get these dudes in here and be playing with him. You know what I'm saying? And forget all that, because this stuff going to blow up in your face week 1, week 2, week 3. If you want to play around with this, like, oh, yeah, we good. And then you come out and see these defenses stuffing these dudes and they can't get nowhere. And then we like, oh, okay, let's run out and go get somebody. Because they did it in 2018. Because we was like 3-5. We just got mashed by, I think, the Titans. And then that's when they went out there and made the trade because the offense was looking bad. You get what I'm saying? So it had to have something drastic because they were like, the season about to be lost. Why let it get to that point? Why not say, hey, let's just get somebody just in case. You finally did it with Anthony Barr. You took all day to do it. You really risked. You could have lost them. You play a little game like you always do. You need to have that because, dog, this is real right now. These defenses know CeeDee Lamb's going to be getting the ball. He's the guy now. So these defenses are coming in already with Dallas saying, we're shutting down CeeDee Lamb. We going to double. We going to roll coverage, everything. Let's see you beat us with Dennis Houston. Let's see you beat us with Jalen Tolbert. Let's see you just throw 5 yards underneath the Dalton Schultz. Okay, then we're gonna start pressing that line. You get what I'm saying? Like, so that's where I'm coming from this offense. I feel good about the defense, Joe. I was just mentioning the whole thing. I feel good, and I feel about the coach over there on the defense. I feel good. That's what's gonna be helping us. But I don't like the predicament that I feel like Dak is in because you're not trying to help him. Let us be great. You relying on guys we ain't seen yet. I don't like that.
Yeah, you guys are in a funny position because it's like if once we get to the season, that's kind of I don't want to say that's it. Obviously, you can still go get, guys or whatever, maybe a trade or whatever it may be, or a veteran that's out there on the free agent market. But it's like once you get to the season, you guys aren't giving yourselves no wiggle room. Like there's really no well, as long as this works out, even if this doesn't happen, we still got this. Like you said, if these wide receivers don't work out, you're taking a bunch of shots in the dark and just kind of hoping a dart fits somewhere. Like, and it's weird. What's the next step if you guys aren't good? Like, you're talking about how they're putting all these young guys out there. How old is Dak Prescott? Isn't he like 28, 29?
He's
like
almost 30 now. He's
yeah,
almost 30,
so it's like,
that's what I'm saying.
What's the future? Like, how can you say, let's get all these young guys, let's develop all these people? You're gonna have Dak Prescott when he's like 32 with a well-rounded bunch of young guys. Like I just don't get the thought process there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's just weird to me because I don't feel like Dallas is like that. I feel like Dallas is the type of team that's gonna throw a bunch of players out there and say we're gonna win the Super Bowl. I haven't heard one it's our year all off season from anybody, James. And I wasn't expecting it from you, but like the feel online, the Twitter sphere, the content creators, like it's just.
I put it out there. I asked the question on my Twitter. I said, is Dallas a Super Bowl team this year? Yes or no, Cowboys Nation? I just asked, how we feeling? And listen, make sure you listen to the show and don't think I'm pumping up these damn Eagles. I ain't pumping them up. We still 12 them. We still winning the division. Please understand this. Don't get fooled, okay? I'm just talking about what I feel in my heart. But don't get fooled. We're still beating these Eagles and we still winning the division. I'm gonna still say that. You get what I mean? But I just feel like,
he don't mean
another
it.
Part of it. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. If I ain't believing, I wouldn't say it.
This way. Eagles taking this division.
Eagles taking this division. Now you get all hyped up. Now I'm gonna tell Cowboys better come and not play around and play no games because this is what I feel in my heart. I feel like y'all really, really hungry. I feel like y'all wanting blood like no other since we've been smacked y'all the last 3 times. We done smacked you. Just want to let you know we done smacked you.
It's been tough.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Just one more time. We done smacked you when it counted. You're always trying to go to that game didn't count. When we win them games did count, we smacked you. So I'm just saying. So
it was tough.
In reality, though, y'all are hungry. That's why y'all went out there and did what y'all did. Y'all didn't like that. Y'all tired of that. And y'all want revenge. I know y'all want revenge. We on your minds 24/7. So that's why I feel like the Cowboys can't slip and say, oh, we won the division, we this and we that. When you got people over here getting super aggressive, right? Super aggressive, and they're super hungry and they're getting super aggressive. We can't be lackadaisical over here in Dallas, thinking because we won the division and we that's out the door now. We got to come super aggressive, and that's what I'm wondering what the mentality is going on right there, because we got to be ultra aggressive because people are going to be coming beneath us super aggressive. We can't be, okay, we're just going to be regular when these people coming below us are being ultra aggressive. We have to meet that aggression. We can't just be chilling. We have to meet that aggression or go above it.
Yeah, I mean, do you have like the money, like the financial ability to
we can make a move? Yeah, we dog. If these teams out here can make these moves, like y'all did, the Rams did, the Chiefs did. If you see all these teams that can manipulate the cap, Dallas can too. But that's not gonna happen because that's not. I told you the Cowboys' way any longer.
It's just so weird to me. It really is so weird, and I'm happy about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm all cool with you guys, kind of giving up. I'm all good with that, man. Y'all can do that.
Oh, we still gonna smack you though.
I don't know. It's really, I don't know. And maybe because I'm trying not to look at it like as a hater, like, you know what I'm saying? Like realistically, all jokes aside, I'm really trying not to sit here and be like, oh, Dallas just sucks this year. I'm trying to figure out like Is it really just Stephen Jones? Like what? Because I think Howie Roseman. Like I don't know what happened with Howie Roseman
it really
this offseason. But
really is.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. I really don't get it
because, like I said, we got dogs. Y'all know we got dogs. You seen what our dogs have done. We got the dogs, but it's like, why are you trying to temper the dogs? You got to let the dogs be the dogs. We just not like, we don't really want dogs. We want dogs, but we don't really, because you don't want a dog coach. You had a dog coach, you ain't want him. He was too much of a dog for you. You needed somebody tamer. He was too much alpha dog for you. But y'all want alphas. Y'all crying for alphas, right? But y'all want them in the coaches or something. You don't want alpha coaches? Because I want alpha coaches. You feel me? I don't want just alpha players. I want alpha coaches. And Kellen Moore's the alpha? I don't know. I don't know if he lead the team.
It's cool because I don't want to say it's cool, but it's funny that you bring up Kellen Moore because the Eagles fans, we bring up Deuce Staley a lot. You know what I'm saying? Deuce Staley was a guy that a lot of Eagles fans wanted to be a head coach and all that. But before we got Nick Sirianni. Oh, go ahead.
No, before you finish that, smack y'all. Okay.
But I can't wait till these games, bro. I am talking so much junk. I promise you.
We smack y'all.
I promise you.
Just letting you know. Okay.
Bro. First of all, this is actually kind of funny. Ronell said, shout out to the city that spells their name wrong. They forgot the F. I don't know why that made me laugh on the inside. But anyways, what's it called? No, Kellen Moore and Deuce Staley. I like Deuce Staley, right? But I feel the same way about Kellen Moore about Deuce Staley. The same way that I think y'all should feel about Kellen Moore. If you were here for, and this is what I mean. Not as far as hold on. I don't want to say weak. Let me explain that. What I say is because I think that Deuce Staley was here through so many different organizations, so many different head coaches that you're not going to. I felt like the Eagles fans thought we were going to get something different from him. I felt like, and this is how I feel about Kellen Moore. If you've been with this organization this long, you've been able to see enough changes that in most situations you would have been moved on, but you got saved by the organization. You're probably, I don't want to say in the organization's pocket, but you're probably going to listen to them. Like you're probably not going to go in there and be like, we're changing everything now, guys. Like, so that's how I felt about Deuce Staley. I know a lot of Eagles fans thought he's going to go in there and be, he's going to go in there and fight against, Howie Roseman and put him in a figure four leg lock when he doesn't like his draft picks. Like, that's not going to happen. There is loyalty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you give me a job, James, even if I don't agree with some of the stuff you say, if you put me in a higher position, I'm going to still respect that you gave me this job, and I'm going to probably listen to you a little bit more so than if you came begging me to be your coach. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just don't think I don't think that you can realistically, as a fan, look at your positional coaches that get saved by your organization and think that it's going to be anything outside of what your organization wants. Now, maybe I'm wrong about that. You know what I mean? But that's kind of how I look at it.
Like my homeboy says, we corporate Cowboys, dog. I mean, we just corporate with it. And like I said, the only way the Cowboys are going to really get above this is, like I just said, our players are going to have to play out of their mind. That's just what I feel in my heart. The players are going to have to bring it. If the fans see it, maybe you players don't want to believe it or being blind to it, but y'all got to play above this madness that's going on. They got to play out of their mind, and I feel like that's what's got to happen. I feel like it's hard to be able to play out of your mind, or you give a Dak an MVP type season, right? You give him Dak got to play out his mind. But who you got with him? I'm not dissing no Jalen Tover, but you feel what I'm saying? Who you want Dak to go out of his mind with? You ain't got nobody but CeeDee Lamb right now. Michael Gallup's still on the mend.
This is gonna be a fun season. I can't wait to blow y'all boys out 2 times.
Oh, y'all ain't blowing us out. Y'all still get
I want to do something. I want to do something a little fun, and the reason why I want to do it is
because we know Jalen Hurts. He gives it up.
Jalen's gonna have a great year this year. I'm hyped about him. He's gonna have an amazing year against us.
Our defense gonna shut
4
him down,
touchdowns. Dog. 4 touchdowns, bro, 300 yards passing.
I thought we was talking real here.
That's just one game. That's just one game.
400 yards and 4 touchdowns on our defense. You know who's gonna be all over him? That it's I'm gonna be calling amoeba defense. Because like I said the offense, you ain't hear me say not one thing about that defense.
No, your defense looks good.
And Quentin Bohanna, remember I told you the middle, Quentin Bohanna, he got his big boy weight back. So he's that big 350 that we wanted. If he continue to play, him and Gallimore play good in that middle, and then that young boy Ridgeway come in, all I said is, if we carry that middle and that front, bro, you ain't doing nothing on our defense, dog, because you're not going to go ahead and throw Diggs way again. Y'all talk all that trash about Diggs all you want to.
You're gonna have like 2 interceptions.
Go ahead and throw it again. And like I said, that J-Ron Curse and that Malik Hooker and the Marquise Bell, we got some young boys. And that Michael Parsons, I'm telling you, Fowler's a good addition, I think. Bro, you better be ready for that defense, dog. You better be ready for it. You talk your defense. I can't wait. I want to see your offense because you've been tarping it up so much. And
I can't wait.
With your AJ Brown, I can't wait.
I will say this. I'm not one to sit here and be like, Jalen Hurts is the best player in the world, but I would love for you guys to keep on feeling like that's the guy you got to beat. Because I can guarantee you, if the Eagles are really, really good, I don't want to say guarantee you, but if the Eagles are really, really good, I don't think that is going to be because of Jalen Hurts. But we'll see. We'll see. I think that is going to be, the whole team is really, I don't want to say carrying him, but
I'm going to agree with you. I don't think it's going to be Jalen Hurts playing something crazy. I feel like your defense is going to – the only way – the way you'll win is if everybody collectively is playing great. Like if your offense is playing good, your defense is playing really good, your special teams, it's not going to be all on Jalen Hurts, nor I don't think it should, because I don't think he's ready for that. Not in my opinion. That's why I feel like we're going to still stay above you in that division, because I still feel like he's not on that level yet where he's going to do that. He could be. Right now, he's not ready, and you're going to see it again this season.
I want to ask 2 things. I want to ask this question. Jose Reyes asked, ask him about the rumor of Elliott getting traded or cut. And then I have a question I want to end the show on. But I want to ask you this because I didn't hear about this. I don't know anything about this. So is there any?
Come on, dog. No disrespect to you, Jose Reyes. No disrespect, but come on, dog. Ezekiel Elliott, we've already talked about this. Ezekiel Elliott is not getting cut or traded. Okay, he's not doing it because who's trading for Ezekiel Elliott? And who's going to give him a lot of capital? Dallas gave away Amari Cooper for a 5th. Now they're really going to. No, I'm sorry. No. That's all I can say to that.
I don't know why Cowboys fans think that Jalen Hurts. I will tell y'all right now, if y'all have not watched this show before, I am not the one that's going to get triggered by y'all telling me that Jalen Hurts is
y'all ain't going to hurt his feelings. This is the guy. Go back and watch the show. He ain't tripping off Jalen Hurts at all. So don't talk to Jalen Hurts. Use AJ Brown against him or Jordan Davis.
Exactly.
Use those guys. Then don't mention Jalen Hurts because that's going to bounce off him like rubber.
Yeah, say something crazy like this, like Jordan Davis can't stop CD Lamb. There you go.
Yeah,
say something weird like that. But anyways, I do want to ask. This is how I want to kind of finish out the show because it is a preseason game. It is what it is. But I want to know because somebody said, I forget who it was. I think it was Loyal Cowboy who put it up and said, he should be on the hot seat for Kellen Moore. Give me a winner and a loser from this week so far, just in training camp. Who's a guy that you're getting higher on and a guy that maybe you're kind of falling a little bit off on?
Who am I getting high on out of everybody?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. There was so many. I like that defense, dog, and I like them young players. I really do. Who am I getting excited on? It's tough, dog. I got a few guys that I'm liking. There's 2 people I want, and I'm trying to figure out who I really invest in. I'm gonna keep going to these tight ends, bro. I don't know. Peyton Hendershot and Jake Ferguson. They just really stood out to me. They were mobile tight ends. When we're talking about Dallas, used a lot of that 12 personnel. It was Dalton Schultz and Blake Jarwin. It was cooking, dog. That was our offense was playing the best it had all year with that 12, and they liked that 12 personnel. So really, to see those young guys come in because Dalton Schultz, he didn't get a long-term contract, right? He's only playing on a franchise deal. So if those guys emerge, Dalton Schultz might be bye-bye. You get what I'm saying? So, and they're already showing things early. So, I guess they're exciting me. Of course, the defense. I like the Bland kid. He keeps coming back to me. I wasn't really high on him like a lot of other people, so I'm not gonna take the credit like, oh, I was always on Deron Bland. I wasn't, but I'm liking him, dog. And reason why I'm liking him because somebody I'm down on right now, and I'm gonna speak this, Kelvin Joseph. And this is why I'm gonna speak on this Kelvin Joseph thing right quick. Now, and shout out to my dog Jay Tuck because he was one that was bringing the Asante Samuel thing up. He brought him up like he's a beast and because he loves Florida State. I watched one game of Asante Samuel Jr. and was like, I'm all on board. Did a breakdown of him. He said in the very beginning of his video, a lot of people want to underestimate me because of my size, but it ain't about the size, it's about the dog. You know what I'm saying? And I heard that. I was like, man, we need to get him, dog. Pair him up with Trevin Diggs. We're gonna be nice. We need to get him. I don't care. Don't look at the measurements. He is a dog. Look at he a dog, and his dad was a dog. Get him, get him. See, they went. This is where they passed them red flags. Everybody was hyped because boss man, whatever, Kelvin Joseph could rap. No, to me in my head, that was a distraction. And I felt like, you know what? He hood with it. And that's what I felt. I've been, let's keep it real. We've been around hood stuff. I've lived in the hood. I've been around it. And it's like, you can't let that influence because it will overtake your career. We've seen too many times that these athletes that be still trying to teeter with that, and they get caught up in it, and then their career is over. You feel what I'm saying? Because it becomes a distraction. And that's what I was worried about. I wasn't trying to wish anything on him. I said, but I feel like it's a distraction. Always on Twitter, always talking on Twitter 24/7. Concentrate on that game, dog. Concentrate on that game because you got the talent. But he's a disappointment to me because you're a second-round pick, dog. Anthony Brown is still beating you out. He was drafted in the 6th round. Yes, he got another contract, but you're supposed to be beating him out by now. Okay, we already had the incident off field that you lucky to still have a career. Okay, and you should be coming in here 10 times harder than anything else. And I just don't see it. And I just feel like that's what this was going to be with him. And I didn't want to speak it, being negative. I want to always give him, hey, he's looking good, he's athletic, But in my I'm like, bro, it's the same thing, dog. And I hate to keep talking about it, but he's just a big disappointment for me right now because they spent that second-round pick. Asante Samuel Jr. was right there for the taking. You could have had a great pair, but you want to just go on that athletic ability, and you didn't want to. Red flags are real, Joe. That's why they have them. Red flags is real. They went some red flags, and now the flags is hitting you in the face. And yes, it's not over for him because this is what Dallas is going to do. Dallas ain't going to cut him. Because that ain't Dallas. You know why? They'll keep him next couple years and keep him for a comp pick, let him walk and then use comp pick. That's what Dallas will do. You know what I'm saying? And they'll never want to, they won't admit their mistake. So they'll just keep on. Oh, we can try. We can keep on trying. That's what Dallas does. But to me, didn't mean to be long with it because I'm frustrated with him because I feel like, bro, you got a lot of talent and you could really make this defense even better. This defense is already good. This defense could be all worldly. If he stepped up and played to his ability and had his mind right, this defense could be even more all world with him doing that. So, yeah, I am frustrated with him because they drafted you in the 2nd round to be the starter, and you're not. You're not even close. You got other guys that are coming in this year that are 5th rounds that are pushing you to take your spot. That ain't good, and that's a disappointment to me. And in my opinion, you got to get better, and you need to get better now and stop playing them games and understand that what you are doing is a privilege. And a lot of people want to be in your spot, and you just got off a murder case. You got off that, so you should be playing your hardest every single day. And I'm not seeing that, and that's frustrating for me.
Yeah, I respect that. I actually liked him a lot, too. I didn't like him 2nd round. I thought you guys kind of reached there, but I thought he was a good 3rd, 4th. One of those middle day rounds. I really did like him. Obviously, once he became a Cowboy, he was absolutely garbage, and I never admitted that, but it is what it is. But for the Eagles, I'm going to say this. My guy that I'm really high on right now, I said it earlier, and I'm going to keep on saying it, is Jordan Davis. I knew that he was good, but I didn't know he was this good. I don't think anybody realized he was going to be this great, this quick. I'm very high on that man. I really am. And you know me, I'm not one to really jump off ledges for any players, but he's one guy that I like a lot. As far as being down on someone, I could say probably I really don't know. I really there's nobody that like has outside of like the obvious people like JJ Arcega-Whiteside who got traded. But even outside, there's really nobody that I'm sitting here like I can't believe this man is still on my team. Jalen Rager is probably the one guy that everybody's kind of surprised he's still on the team, but he's had a good offseason. I guess if I had to pick somebody, I would probably say Britton Covey, just because I really like Britton Covey. I really thought he was doing really good in the offseason and training camp. And then, getting hurt in the preseason game, not really being able to have any type of impact on the preseason game, even as a punt returner, it looked like he was still just not there. Maybe it's because the bright lights were on. He wasn't used to it. He still got to get used to that. But that's really the only guy that kind of got me sitting here like, I thought you were going to be a little bit better than you were. But like, everybody's doing well. I'm really not. There's nobody that's really disappointing me. You know what I'm saying? Like Jalen Hurts probably would have been the answer, but
man, you drinking a Kool-Aid over there. This dude is drinking a. Did y'all hear this dude? This dude is drinking a Kool-Aid.
Who am I going to talk about? There's nobody that's really done anything dumb. We've had a really calm offseason.
We are great right now. It's like, no, I'm just messing with you, dog.
It's hard to, I feel you. It really does. It's hard to really think of anybody because we haven't. It's been so steady, so calm, so quiet. But at the same time, every flash that we've gotten has been like good news. I haven't really heard anything bad. Like last year at this time, we were hearing that Jalen Hurts can't throw past 15 yards. You know what I'm saying? This year, we're hearing nothing but good things. So I don't know. I'm excited about this year. And you know what? I am drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't care. I think we're going to be a really good team this year.
You Kool-Aid drunk over there. Just make sure you remember he Kool-Aid drunk over here. But we'll bring it back down to size. And when you sad over here after we beat you, I'm be like, see?
He said no one.
Remember how you was remember how you was doing all that talking last year? I was loving it. I was loving listening to you all last year. And as soon as we beat you, I love to jump right in your Twitter.
That was terrible. Last year was we just got to beat y'all.
Y'all, because boy, we sweep y'all again. Woo,
I ain't gonna be able to deal with it.
You ain't gonna be able to say nothing. We sweep you this year with your supposed team. Oh, it's gonna be bad over here, dog. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna be relentless, but I ain't gonna let up.
Yeah, see, everybody in here talking drunk about Jalen like I care. Anyways, you have a super chat. You have a $5 super chat if you want to read that off before we get out of here, brother.
Let me get out. I appreciate you, Jay Jones. Salute to BGJ. Donation. Been a long time since I said that. Good night. I appreciate you for the $5 holla. Hey ho. Y'all know what it is. There ain't nobody else that do that besides Big Game James, so don't let nobody else try to say they copying because you know who the originator.
Facts. Raphael says he's disgusted by the people in the chat. Come on, guys. Everybody be happy. It's weird. There's football that happened, but it feels like there's less to talk about this week because it was just a bunch of young guys going out there trying to fight for spots. So like I know a lot of people probably on the surface are looking at it like, whatever, who cares? But nah, this is what you need to know. Some of these guys that you saw in the second, third quarter are going to be some guys that are going to be doing some important things for your teams come second half of this season. So I'm excited. Next week we'll have a little bit more to talk about. He said, ask Joe about their track star punt returner, Allen, any chance he makes it. I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. I think he was kind of like a for show signing. You know what I'm saying? Like he's out there winning a bunch of races, making us look good. So I don't really think he's. I could be wrong though. The last thing that I heard, about him was a couple days ago, and reporters were saying he got like a second win. He's got his confidence back. Whatever. We'll see what happens. I don't think he will, but he is signed to a 3-year deal. So, maybe that helps him out. But he's 28. So we'll see what happens. I just don't think so.
Right.
But we are about to get out of here, man. Shout out to everybody still in the chat, man. We got 100 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join both families. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all. And yeah, I guess we'll be back Sunday. You got anything you want to say before we get out of here, brother?
Nah, just make sure you continue to support all y'all Philly fans. Go over there, continue to support, Philly. You know what I mean? Joe Castro, he's doing his thing over there. Make sure you continue to support this. Like I said, we're coming into the season. All that preseason is going to be over, the real deal. And so then when we jump in these shows and it was really 0-1 or really 1-1 or really, then, you know, we can really break it down. So I'm really excited about how we'll be able to break down both sides of the teams after we play against a squad that will jump in here and be able to break that down. So I'm excited for it. So please continue to support this. Continue to follow it, like it, both sides. Big Game James, Philly Podcast, my dog Joe Castro. Salutes. And once again, go support those interviews for those young kids. We got to continue to push them out there, let them know they're being great. So all the support we can get from them, we need that. So please go support that Big Game James. Those young up-and-comers, Generation Next, go holler at that.
Facts. Like he said, once the Eagles beat the Cowboys, we will be here, you know, coverage, live coverage, you know what I'm saying, talking mad junk to James, so I can't wait. This is gonna be a fun season.
Smack. That's how we're going to end this show. We ending this show.
Now I'm about to go watch some smack battles, man. Now I'm about to go listen to some freestyles. But nah, this was fun as always, man. This is always a good time. Like he said, be sure to keep supporting, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm finally back on my videos on my show, so I'm doing my, you know, daily videos. I took a couple weeks off from my job and everything, but now it's time to get it popping. So, but other than that, man, we love y'all all. Other than that, I know what it is. We out of here. Peace.
Peace.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored.